Oi, gente, boa tarde. A gente vai começar hoje o 5º dia de Feira de Intercâmbio. Essa semana a gente tem os países da Europa, então hoje a gente vai ter 2 salas ao mesmo tempo. Essa aqui é a sala 2, também está acontecendo a apresentação na sala 1. Nessa sala vai ter a apresentação da Hungria agora e depois da Bulgária. A gente não vai ter a terceira apresentação, então para você preencher o segundo formulário de presença, você tem que ir para outra sala. E a outra sala vai ter agora Rússia, depois Polônia e Croácia. Amanhã vai acontecer a mesma coisa, a sala 1 vai ter 3 apresentações, França, Alemanha e Suécia. E a sala 2 vai ter Irlanda e Itália. Como a terceira apresentação vai só na sala 1, também a gente vai mandar o segundo formulário de presença só na sala 1. Eu vou chamar a convidada já, para ela se apresentar, e daí ela já vai começar a apresentação dela. So, hey, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good too, thanks. Would you like to say something about yourself and start your presentation?
Yes, first of all, thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy on behalf of my. Happy on behalf of my on Home Shares Hungary, and also on behalf of myself that I can be here. So I am Sofia. I am the Nora of Home Shares, in Hungary. Yes, I was before that only Laura, and I only took on this place this spring, so I am quite new. But I hope everything will be just fine. So if you want, I can start with my presentation. I have like a full let. I think I will share my screen now.
Yeah, when you share it, I will put it on the screen, so then you can start.
Okay. Is it now the follet or?
No.
Okay, sorry, I don't know how this works. Because it only has video file or share screen. Okay, I have it. Now, this home shares promotion.
No, we cannot see it.
Okay.
Would you send me it on WhatsApp?
Yes.
Then I will do it
On
for
WhatsApp. You. Okay. Sorry for this. I really don't know this.
No problems.
One moment. I think I've sent it. Meanwhile, I can speak a bit also. Just a bit introduction. Hungary is a very small country located in the middle of Europe. And because of its size, it's perfect for 4 weeks to visit because you can travel around and see everything. It has a very diverse nature and culture. Compared to other European countries, the cost of living is very low. So it's also a cheap travel. And Hungary is in the top 30 safest countries in the world. Tell me if I can do anything about screen sharing.
it's working now.
Yeah.
So tell me when you want me to go to the next page, then I will.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
For now, I would stay here because I just want to finish this introduction. That or NMO Hampshire has 4 LCs. So we have 4 universities, and every medical universities in the country, and every 4 of them is part of Hampshire. And Hungary is well known for its high-level medical education, colorful culture, warm hospitality. We have wonderful cuisine, tasty dishes, and vivid nightlife. And I think our social programs are one of the best. We organize activities not only during the weekends, also during weekdays, especially in the summer months. And now, if you could please go to the next, and one more, please, and one more. Yeah, this is just to get to know or exchange team. This is from last year. So me, you can see as the Laura of the Budapest LC, and Nikki is our now out still. But most of the other lorries and Laos are the same. So just some pictures of us. And then if you could go to the next. Yes, so some useful information about Hungary. We speak Hungarian, but every doctor in the or researcher in our hospital speaks English, so the exchange would be in English. Our capital city is Budapest, and our currency is Hungarian forint at the moment. And yes, we are part of the EU and the Schengen Convention. Yes, we have, like, due to our climate, we have 4 different seasons, like spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And in the summer, it's like 40 degrees Celsius, could be also that high, but normally like 30. And in the winter, it can be below 0 as well. Some interesting facts about Hungary, that, for example, Saint Georgi Albert is the who found the C vitamin, like vitamin C, or I don't know if you know Rubik's Cube, but it's also a Hungarian invention. And also right now, the idea of hand washing and hygiene, it was an idea of, like, Samuel Weiss, who was also an Hungarian doctor, and he with his invention, a lot of infectious diseases could drop in the hospitals, just only for hand washing, making hand washing a rule in hospitals. And if you could please go to the next slide. Public transportation. We have 2 big airports, Budapest, or capital city, and Debrecen. And also the train and the bus transportation is very good organized, so it is very easy and cheap to get around in the country, and you can visit everything. And also we have it is also easy to visit neighboring countries, like, for example, Vienna, the capital of Austria, is like a 3 hours train drive away from Budapest. Please go to the next. Yeah, this is where our LCs are. Budapest is in the middle or capital, and then we have Debrecen, Szeged, and Pécs. Yes, next, please. Okay, now I would like to talk a bit about the different LCs. First, I would like to begin with Budapest. This is the university I go to, so this is where from I know the most. It's the city is like the medical university is in the middle of the city, but the clinics are a bit everywhere in the city. So it depends on where your practice is where you have to go. But the public transportation is very good, and it's if you have a student card, it's 50% of the pass for 1 month. We have, like you can see in the pictures in the in the lowest row, that we have a lot of beautiful buildings, like the parliament, which is, I think, we are the most this is the most famous, and also we have a castle and a lot of Greek Turkish baths where you can go to swim and to take baths, and yeah, I think Budapest is very beautiful. The nightlife is very active, and also with the TPs, a lot of social programs I organized almost every day during the weekdays as well. We usually organize visitations to museums, or to the parliament, or to the Gellert Hill, or to the market hall, or also to little cities next to Budapest, which are beautiful. So there are a lot to see and a lot to enjoy. I think this is what I can say right now about Budapest. If you could go to the next slide, please. Yes, the next one is Debrecen, which is the most east, and it's like a typical university city. So most of the bars are filled with students, also during the summer, but during the not summer months as well, like more. And there is also beautiful buildings. These in the right corner are the buildings of the university. Left corner, sorry. and in the right corner above, it's like the main square, and they usually have like also festivals, so you can also visit them, and the scenery, like also the nature next to the city is very beautiful. Yeah, can you please go to the next one? This is Page, which is also city of universities. It's in the west, and south part of Hungary, and it is in between hills, so in a valley. This city, Page, is famous for its very tasty wine. There are a lot of Weinbergs and or wine hills, and where you can visit and try. And also there are a lot of beautiful parks and squares, and yes, because this is also a little smaller city, there are a lot, the nightlife is also much cozier but very vivid. And if you can go to the next one, please. The last one is Szeged, which is in the south, and it's also it is divided by a river, and it's very beautiful. There are also beaches, and also a lot of opportunities to do sports there, alongside the river or in the river. And also there is like a big cathedral and beautiful squares. There is a lot to see. And also this is the second biggest medical university in the country. Okay, could you please go to the next slide? Yeah, so a bit about our health care system. We have universal health coverage, which means that 100% of the population can get health care, and it's totally free for children and mothers or fathers with baby, and also for students and pensioners. If you are an European citizen, it's also free of charge with your European card. Yes, and I would like to add that almost all the deaths in Hungary are caused by cardiovascular disease or by cancer. So I think this is almost true in every country. But these are the most diseases you can see in the hospitals. Every universities have department of every areas, and you can see a lot in the during the practices, because usually it's like that. The doctor, usually one or two students are assigned to a doctor, and then you will be following him or her during the whole week or the whole month, and you can see every aspect of this department that you are assigned to. Can you please go to the next? Yes, research in Hungary. This is my part. We have very high, very intensive researches at every universities, and every LC can accept students for researches, or most common topics, or the topics that our universities are mostly working on are in the areas of cardiology or nephrology or neurology, but we are contacting new tutors like every week, and we are hoping that for the next season or project number will double itself, so we will have more opportunities for you to choose from. Yes, but here you can read all the areas that we have right now, projects that we have projects. Okay, the next slide, please. Yes, ensuring academic quality is a very important thing for us. First of all, we also in our outgoing selection, we try to make a good selection, only good students, because we have more students who are interested than we have places to go. That's why we can do a very good selection, and only the best hardworking students or the best learning students can earn a position. Then we also do a pre-departure training for them. But also, if we have when we have incomings, we always do an upon arrival training, and we have a lot of educational activities. In Budapest, there are two mandatory, and we usually hold like lectures about how to do scientific research. We do I don't know if you know InSimu, which is like an application to how to diagnose a patient. We usually do an InSimu competition with groups. We also do BLS, like life resuscitating course. We had I think yesterday we had a visitation to the Pathology Institute, where the incomings could have seen a whole class of practice in pathology. Yes, or could seen a whole autopsy, and yes, we also these are our educational activities, and in Debrecen there are 3 educational activities. We have lectures, how to write a scientific paper, and which is AMR in Hungary and in Europe. And we have practices like BLS as well, suture practices, and also an in simu competition. In Pécs, we also have suturing and an EKG test, where we it's also like a competition, and also an in simu competition. And in Szeged we usually do in simu competition and surgical suturing technique. And in the and we are also always trying to find new opportunities and new events to organize. So maybe next year we will have more. And can you please go to the next one now? Yeah, and the most important ones, the social programs. On all the weekends, we usually, especially in the summer months, we usually organize weekend trips to near cities or areas. And during the weekdays, we organize these visitations to the most important buildings or areas to see in the city, or social events. For example, in the usually we have a welcome party in the first week. Then in the second one, we usually organize a national food and drink party, where everybody can present their food and can dress like, if they have clothes, they can dress like their country, and everybody, and it's always a very good event. Then we have usually a Hungarian night as well, when we, CPs and Loris and Neos and Leos bring our food, and we usually also teach the students some Hungarian dancing and these kind of things. We usually organize a city hunters game, which is that there are a lot of CPs in the city, and the students have to find them with a map, and every CP has a activity for them to do, and then they can go to the next one. So it's also always a lot of fun. And then we have these weekend trips, which is usually one is always in our big lake Balaton, which is also called the Hungarian Sea. It's a very beautiful lake where you can really relax and have a good time. And the next one, please. Yeah, this is just a picture about how our plan usually looks like during a month. So as you can see, almost every day there is a program. The Hungarian map pictures are when there is where there is no hospital, because there is a Hungarian National Day. Yes, because this is August in the most parts. Yeah, and the next one, please. Yeah, these are the that we got back, how good exchange our students had here. And I think this is the end of this presentation of mine. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you could understand it. I was a bit nervous, and we are really looking forward to host you and to organize you a an amazing and unforgettable exchange in Hungary.
Thank you, Sophie, for your presentation. It was really cool. So we have some questions here that we would like to ask you.
Okay.
The first one is, do the incoming stay in dormitories or with host families?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that the students stay in dormitories, which is usually a whole floor for the incomings, which has a kitchen and bath.
Oh, okay. Is language certificate required?
Yes, English B2.
Okay. Do you think that speaking English is enough to communicate inside the hospital and in our daily lives?
Yeah, actually, I think all of our universities has also a department which teaches in English. So we have the through the whole year we have students who are international and don't speak Hungarian. So the teachers speak, like the doctors speak English, and also with the patient, yeah, there are patients who can speak English as well, but the physical examination you can do without speaking, and also in surgery there aren't that much problems. But with the doctors and also in the researchers, English is perfect. But yeah, not the old ladies probably don't speak English, but yeah.
All right. Do you have night shifts?
No, but if you are interested, you can stay.
Okay. Is there any dress code?
No, well, you should bring a shoe, like a chain shoe that is clean, that you only use in the hospital, and no short trousers. So the trousers should be long, and you can either be in a white coat or in white trousers and white t-shirt.
Is your country safe for LGBT people?
Yeah, yes, I think so. Yes.
Do your LC offer educational activities?
Yes, as I already mentioned, we usually have in simu competitions, suture techniques. We have visitation into the pathology institute. We have uh, EKG activities, like also a competition, and also sometimes lectures how to do research and these kind of things.
Okay, so were all the questions. Would you like to say something else before we go to our next presentation?
I would just like to thank you for the opportunity and for listening to me. And I hope we will have good exchanges in the next year. And we are looking forward to host your students.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It was really nice. You didn't have to be nervous about it. You did great. So thank you so
Thank you.
much. A gente vai começar a segunda e última apresentação dessa sala, que é a apresentação da Bulgária. Então, depois dessa apresentação, não vai ter mais nenhuma aqui, mas daí vocês podem ir para outra sala e lá vai ter o formulário de presença. So, hey, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine. I hope you can hear me well.
Yeah, it's great. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Irena, and I am a fifth-year medical student in Bulgaria in one of the active LCs, and I'm also the National Exchange Officer for Outgoings. This is my second term as a National Exchange Officer, and I hope that in this time, which I'm going to have, I'm going to present Bulgaria at the best way to you. I think this is enough for a presentation from me.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time here. Would you like to share your screen so you can
Yes, I will share. I have prepared a presentation and a few videos because I know that videos are really, the thing which is, making the students want to go to this country. So yeah, I will start with sharing my screen. I just, need some seconds to do that.
Okay.
I think it should be visible now.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, super. Okay, so as I said, we have prepared with my team of national exchange officer like a short presentation for Bulgaria and for all the 6 active local committees. And actually, the good news is that we are active both for professional and for research exchange. So no need to worry and to think if this LC is only for research or for professional exchange or something like this. We're working on everything. So as you can see in the first, slide of our presentation, this is the biggest cathedral in the Balkans, which is Saint Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. It is situated in Sofia, which is our capital city, and is a must to see if you decide to come to Bulgaria on an exchange or on a trip or something like this, because of these golden cubes, which is like over the cathedral. So as far as I said, we have 6 local committees active, and soon I hope we are going to have 7 new one. And as you can see, actually 2 of them are located in Sofia, the capital city. This is AMSB Sofia, which is the Medical University of Sofia. And we have the Medical Faculty of Sofia University, which is also in Sofia. So if you decide like you have 2 universities out of 6 in the capitals, you have a great chance to be placed there. So it's up to you. We have also the AMSB Varna, which is actually my local committee, and I'm really, exaggerating about it because my whole life was spent there. And actually, a fun fact is that AMSB Varna is the only one of the local committees and also the cities in Bulgaria, which is situated in the seaside and has a medical university and is active in FMSA. So this is a great opportunity for you if you want to come in the summer months and you want to enjoy both the hospital work, but also would like to enjoy, a few drinks and a beer at the seaside and at the beach. So it's a must. And we also have the AMS Plovdiv. Plovdiv, some of you may heard about it, but this is one of the oldest cities in Europe. So it's like a treasure for history and for places and monuments to see. We have AMSB Stara Zagora, which is a really famous city situated in a very famous road connecting the western and the east. And we have the AMSB Pleven, which is really famous in history and battles and so on, like you will see in the few slides in my presentation. So yeah, we can't start our presentation without a few words about Bulgaria at all. Bulgaria is a small country. It's a fact. It's situated in the Balkans, in the southeast part of the Balkans. Unfortunately, our population is, getting lower and lower in the few years, and right now I guess it's even below 7 million. So yeah, but except that fact that we are not the biggest country in population, we are really hospitable and we have a great spirit when it comes to welcoming exchangers and welcoming people and tourists. And even though like the old population, like the old and the grannies in our country don't know English that well, they will always host you in their homes and feed you and be nice to you. I can guarantee for that. So you can see some of some of the most beautiful and very famous places in our country. As you can see on the first picture, this is actually situated, of course, on the seaside, and it's counted as one of the most beautiful beaches in Bulgaria. And this is called Bolota Beach. I've been there. I can guarantee it looks amazing, like literally the best. The lavender fields, which is very Instagrammable places for those of you who enjoy this kind of pictures, and also the ancient parts of Bulgaria, because Bulgaria is a really, really rich in history country. So you should definitely be a little more prepared about it when you decide to come in Bulgaria. As I said, we are really famous in history and traditions. And some of the things which we are really, really famous and proud of are the Bulgarian folklore, like the folklore dances and songs. And me, myself, I've been dancing like for 17 years. I'm right now 23 years. So 17 years of my life I spent doing folklore dances. And as you can see in these pictures, this is girls which are dressed in some of the traditional dresses in the folklore for some parts of Bulgaria, because in the different parts we have different kinds of costumes we wear. So the traditional dances are really beautiful. The music is so majestic. Maybe some of you have already heard, but the fun fact is that we have the first song, which was spread like plate in the cosmos by Vala Balkanska, and the song was Izleo Delu Hajdutin. So yeah, we are even famous in the cosmos. So yeah, this is a really nice fact. And this picture over here, you may wonder why these boys and men are doing, but this is a river in Kalofer. Kalofer is a really patriotic city in the Balkans, in Bulgaria, Stara Planina, which is a mountain. And every year on the 6th of January, which is one of the biggest holidays here, actually we have a lot of holidays. Expect the national ones, the ones for name days, etc., etc. So on these days, men are collecting and doing these circles, which actually most of the dances were danced in circle. So the river, like the water is really cold. It's between 0 to 5 degrees, no more. And they're playing the traditional music and dancing for health. And it's actually sort of strange, but a really nice tradition for us. So it's also something you can see here in the Balkans. A little bit interesting facts for Bulgaria. Our currency right now is Bulgarian lev, but as I heard from the news, in 2024, we are going to get the euro. So if you decide to come now, you will use definitely lev. You can see the currency and how it is compound to the euro. We have for international airports in Sofia, the capital city, which is the biggest one. We have in Varna, Plovdiv, and Burgas. For Bulgaria, if I know that it is going to be interesting for you, but it is a really cheap country. And you can use sites like Numbeo and something like this, and you can see and compare your country to a country of your interest and you want to go there. And you can see, for example, a bottle of water, what's the cost in, for example, the Brazil or Bulgaria or UK or something like this. So you can compare the prices, but I can say that Bulgaria is one of the cheapest countries in Europe. So it's, again, a plus for us. We also have trains, trams. The public transport is really well organized. So you can, enjoy even traveling from country to country, from city to city during your internship and clerkship in the summer or whenever you want to spend your time in Bulgaria. We also have this kind of jokes, 7 billion people, 7 billion opinions, and even more. And also one of the things we enjoy saying is that the only thing which is more appetizing than our dishes are the Bulgarian women. So yeah, it is a fact. Bulgarian dishes are really, really a must to choose and to eat here in Bulgaria. Some of them are already set in this slide, but as you can see in this glass, it's not a water. You have to say it's not a water. It's called rakia, and it's an alcoholic drink. It is also in Serbia, I guess, and maybe Macedonia and some of the other Balkan countries. We drink this. Me personally, I don't drink it because it's sort of really strong. But I have, a lot of fun facts when I was younger, because actually the color of this drink can vary from like the water color, like non-colorful, to like yellowish or something like this. So it was like water, and I was like maybe 3 or 4 years old, and I drink it like at once, and I was like, oh my god, I'm dying. So yeah, but it's a must to try rakia. Remember this one. Also banica, which is like a pastry with cheese, and it's really, really delicious. Shopski salad, moussaka. Like this is some of the things you have to eat when you decide to come to Bulgaria. And of course, we have to say a few words for the local committees, as I said in the beginning. Sofia, the capital city, which is also one of the most modern cities in the country. And of course, is the biggest one, with the population around 1.5 to 2 million people. And it offers like 2 LCs, as I said. A lot of hospitals. One of them is the biggest emergency hospital in Bulgaria, which is Pirogov Hospital. We have also Lozanets, Tukuda, and a lot of hospitals. So you can enjoy and choose from a wide variety of hospitals. A lot of things actually you can do in Sofia, starting from historic museums, ancient parts of the city, like the old town of the city, cathedrals, museums, a lot of festivals actually, which are also free, is happening during the year. So as a modern country capital, you can enjoy a lot of things in Sofia. So it's a must. And here you can see again the cathedral, which is one of the most famous places in Sofia and in Bulgaria as well. Then we have my city, Varna. As I said, this is the sea capital of Bulgaria. It's located in the seaside of Black Sea. Black Sea is the sea we have in Bulgaria. And we are also sharing with other countries like Turkey, Romania, Ukraine, Russia, and so on and so on. So as you can see, for Varna, I can talk like, I don't know, maybe for days. But I can say that Varna is the perfect combination if you want to enjoy a really, really high-tech hospital, because Varna is one of the few cities which is using the Da Vinci robot surgery system. So if you decide to do a surgery clerkship or something like this, urology, obstetric and gynecology or something like this, you can also feel the work of the Da Vinci surgery robotic system. You can also see a lot of other departments. I'm not going to, say all of them, like cardiology, nephrology, etc. You can choose between all of them. But it's also really nice because, you can imagine being in the hospital from Monday to Friday until, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 p.m., as much as you want, and then enjoy the afternoon and watching the seaside and the golden hour and the beach, drinking, listening to music. It's just like, I don't know, it's amazing. And also, if I have to say something for Varna, it's actually a city which is a combination of spirit, like the youth spirit, because there are a lot of parks, a lot of interesting places, a lot of water sports, activities, again, festivals, the Dolphinarium, which is really famous for Bulgaria because it's the only one. It's also situated in Varna. So actually there is a lot of things to do in Varna. So again, something you have to visit, even though you're not placed in Varna or in other city, you have to visit it. Then you have Pleven, which is again one of the biggest cities in Bulgaria. It is really famous for history, for monuments and cathedrals and churches. You can see here on the first pic, which is one of the most famous monuments in Pleven, and it's also situated in the city center. We have museums, we have the panorama, which is really emblematic for the city and for the country, because it's something like a really huge building, which is with panoramic view and a lot of paintings and 3D reconstructions of the battle between Bulgaria and the Ottoman Republic. So it is really, really high in history place. When it comes to the university hospital, they have the university hospital, which is called Dr. Georgi Stransky. As you can see from the slide, it is really rich in history again, with a history for more than 150 years. And they have, again, a lot of departments to choose from. So Pleven is a really nice city to visit as well in the summer and in the whole year as well. We have Plovdiv. As I said, this is the oldest city in Bulgaria and one of the oldest in Europe. It was also famous because it won the prize of the cultural capital of Europe in 2018. And it is also famous for the city of the hills, because it has 7 hills with a lot of monuments, cathedrals, and churches there. Its very famous place is Kapana, and also the Kapana Fest, which is happening, I guess, twice a year. But I've never been to it because it's always in session time and I have a lot of exams. But I'm always exaggerating because I'm looking at a lot of pictures and videos and I'm like, oh my God, I have to go there. But it's really amazing. Also, they have a lot of university hospitals because Plovdiv is the second biggest city after Sofia, the capital city. So again, a lot of varieties and choices to use and to choose between hospitals, departments, research programs, etc., etc., etc. So Plovdiv is a really famous city again, and a must to visit. And last but not least, we have Stara Zagora, which is a city really, really famous for the long and wide straight streets and the poets. The university hospital there is one of the biggest in the country, and it's called Trachea University, the department, and the medical faculty of the Trachea University, and the hospital is University Hospital Stoyan Kirkovic. Again, a lot of departments to choose from. A really nice city. You can enjoy a lot of things there, like a very big lake, which is called Ariana, I guess it was the name. And it is really nice and smooth. And again, a lot of things to do in the afternoon, and parks and historical places. It's like really, really nice fun. So we also have prepared for you the top 10 places to visit in Bulgaria. We've tried to provide with you some mountains, again, places near to the seaside, and actually places really rich in history. So you can see here, this is the first one is the Seven River Lakes. This is one of the most famous mountains in Bulgaria, the real mountain, and have 7 lakes which are natural. And actually, I think this was a nomination for the 7 new wonders in Bulgaria. So it's really nice if you are also in climbing and hiking and things like this. So you have to visit it. Then we have Stop Pyramids, the old town of Nesibar. Nesibar is again a city on the seaside. The old town of Nesibar is amazing. Like, you just have to type this on Google, and the pictures you're going to see will speak enough for itself. We have Baba Vida Fortress, the Trigrad Gorg, Tsarevets is this one. I know that it may sound a little strange when I'm saying it in Bulgarian, but it's a really, really famous historical landmark because Tsarevets, and actually the city in which it is situated, which is Veliko Trnovo, used to be one of the capitals in Bulgaria, like previous years ago. So it is again really rich in history and a lot of beautiful places to be seen. We have the Shipka Monument, Saint Anastasia Island, the Thracian Tomb of Kazanlak, and Prohodna Cave. Again, a lot of places to visit, and this is just a small amount of them because Bulgaria is a small country with a lot of places to visit, starting from the seaside, going to the Dunav, like the river Dunav. We have the mountains, like we have everything. And if I have to say something, Bulgaria to me is like a small paradise, which is combining a lot of things to do. And yeah, this is the presentation. I have prepared a few videos for you. I can play now, I guess. So I don't know what time I have, but the first video was made from the tourism agency and the Ministry of Tourism in 2018, as I said, when Plovdiv was nominated and won the Europe Capital for Historic. So this is a small video I'm going to let you see.
Bulgaria. When you first meet her, you might get the wrong message. Remember, here a no might mean yes. Not that she's trying to confuse you. She's inviting you to get to know her yourself. Nature smiles at us with the beauty of all four seasons. Our country is the coast of inspiration. We enjoy her harmony and keep on dreaming. One sea and more than 30 mountain ranges. They listen and keep our stories. Our grannies do not understand organic food. It is simply food for them. Everything is genuinely natural in their gardens. We are famous for our hospitality and joy when we share our homemade dishes. We keep our traditions alive, and often it is the other way around. It is traditions that keep us alive. We cherish centuries-old rituals, exciting, scary, mysterious. We do everything to help. We even drink to help. The history of Bulgaria is so old that sometimes even we tend to forget it. And yet, we appeared on the map more than 13 centuries ago. We are proud of writing it with our own letters of the Cyrillic alphabet. Our culture is as rich as our history is ancient. We live at crossroads where East meets West, where civilization meets mysticism. Even if it sounds to you like a clash of extremes, to us it means an invaluable encounter, because we know how to make the best of both worlds. Bulgarians are strong in spirit and believe in a better tomorrow. We do not wait for it to come to us. We work hard to get there. We improve day in, day out. And in doing so, we are helped by the fastest internet in Europe. We have an opinion on everything, but we will like to hear yours too. Don't hesitate to send us a friendship request. We always have a place for one more in the house. This is Bulgaria. She can be late. She's sometimes messy. You can't always understand her. She's beautiful, warm, and hospitable. It is precisely because of her contrasts and heavenly beauty that you can't help falling in love with her at first sight. Her greatest wealth is her people, genuine and frank. And since we know that it is the people who make the place, we firmly believe that indeed, united, we stand strong.
I hope you enjoy this video because every time I'm watching it, it's like so touching to me. Also, we have a page in Facebook and in Instagram. If you follow us, you can see in Instagram we have a lot of posts, again, for the famous places and the must places that you have to visit in Bulgaria. Also for all of the cities, and especially for the social program they are provided, for the hospitals, and a lot of things actually you can do. For example, here I can open some of our photos, and you can see here we have a lot of information and facts about Sofia. Here, for example, for the hospitals in Sofia, etc., for all of the LCs. This is the slide for the social program and the things which are provided in the city and local committee. So yeah, I have also a lot of videos, but I don't know if I have enough time. So maybe you can ask questions if there are any. Muito obrigada.
Thank you, Arina. Your presentation was just amazing. So we're gonna make you we're gonna ask you some questions now. Is the official language certificate required?
If it comes to English, as I know, you have to have B2 at least. But if you don't have certificate, this is not a problem. We have the FMSA certificate, which your new and Nora knows, and you can use this one. So we are going to welcome you, even though you don't have that certificate. So it's okay.
All right. What do you think is the most interesting thing about the scope in Bulgaria?
Well, it's an interesting question. And a lot of things actually, again, could be said. When it comes to Skopje, the professional exchange, as I said, we have 6 cities you have to choose from. And all of them are offering a lot of opportunities to do, starting from the hospital department to the social program, etc. For myself, I can talk a little bit more for Varna because I have been studying there for 5 years. But all of the LCs, like this is university hospitals, and the level of education and the practice is really, really high. So you are not going to regret for sure.
Okay. Do the incomes stay in dormitories or with host families?
Yeah, actually, it depends on the city you're going to choose. For example, in Varna and in Stara Zagora, you're going to be placed in dormitories. In Sofia, like AMSB Sofia, you're going to be placed in apartments. Like they're renting apartments and they're placing the students there. I mean, it depends on the local committee. And actually, if you go to the FMSA.org page, you're going to see like for every specific city, if they're going to place you in dormitory. But host families, no, for sure. We're using dormitories and renting apartments.
All right. Is your country safe for LGBT people?
Right now, yes, I could say yes. Before years, maybe it was going to be a little bit, awkward. But right now, it's safe. Yes, I could say that.
All right, perfect. Is there any dress code?
Dress code for the hospital, maybe casual. If you have to ask about white coat or scrubs, again, it depends on the department. But for professional exchange, most of the hospital want scrubs, especially the ones in the operating rooms, they want scrubs. And if you are going on research exchange, you can freely use your white coat, and underneath you can use trousers or something which is below your knee, so it's fine.
All right. Do you offer SCOLF programs?
Right now, no, but we are working on activating the SCOLF programs and SCOLF exchanges as well.
Is the cost of living expensive?
No, it's cheap. For example, Well, how to say, if you want to spend 1 month here in Bulgaria for exchange, again, I didn't mention it, but we're giving money for, and again, in the different cities, it depends, like the amount of money we're going to give you. But you can live really really well with like 700 lev, which is around 300 €150.
I'm sorry, Arina. Could you repeat again?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
internet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was saying that it's not expensive. It's really cheap, and I can say that if you want to live like a king in our country, maybe for 1 month, like 700 lev is enough, which is around €350. So this is the amount with which we are going to live like a king, like going to restaurants, traveling, etc., etc. So it's enough.
All right. What month do you think is the best one to go on exchange?
Well, in Bulgaria, when it comes to the summer, we have the national social programs, which we are trying to be different every year. But one of the weekends, we are definitely going to the seaside, because you can imagine if you're on Sofia or some of the other cities, and working in the summer in the hot, and you are watching the other exchangers, going to the beach is a little bit envy. So one of the weekends is definitely on the seaside. Before that, we are going on trips to the mountains. So maybe if you are going for the social program, the summer months, July and August, are the best options. Also, the climate there is really nice. It's around 30 degrees right now. It's hotter. But yeah, the summer months are better, because also we are not studying, and the CPs are very into communicating and interacting with the incomings.
Okay. Do you think that speaking English is enough to communicate in the hospital and in everyday life?
Yes, it definitely is enough.
Okay, so those were the questions we have for you. So thank you so much for your presentation. Would you like to say something else before we go to our next one?
I want to express, and I also want to say that I'm really thankful for your offer to join this event, and I hope that we are going to sign a lot of contracts and have a lot of our students going to Brazil, because there are a lot of places to visit there, because it's a big country, and also Bulgaria could be small, but it's really hospitable, and we are welcoming everyone who wants to come to see us. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Então, essa foi a última apresentação dessa sala. Vocês podem ir para a sala 1, que lá vai ter mais uma apresentação ainda. Para vocês conseguirem preencher o formulário, o segundo formulário de presença, vocês precisam ir para lá, que ele não vai ser disponibilizado nessa sala. E a programação de amanhã já está disponível no Instagram da DENEM. Então, obrigado para quem assistiu até aqui.
A DENEM é de quê?
De luta!
E a DENEM é de quê?
De luta!
A DENEM é de quê?
De luta!